All right, welcome to Chelsea Transfer Bonanza, ladies and gentlemen. From here on in, it's gonna be mad, and this is gonna be your one-stop shop to get all the latest on Chelsea transfers and any players that we are linked with that are possibly going elsewhere as well. It's gonna be quite interesting to look at all of that. Let's get straight into it. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into this. First up, let's have a look at what the situation is in regards to our takeover, because that's very important. If that doesn't get completed anytime soon, we all of this, I suppose, transfer news is null and void. So, but it is quite imminent. The sale will go through. There's some breaking news, as you can see right now. Let's get into it. Breaking: UK government to give green light to Chelsea sale in the next 24 hours. But because Roman Abramovich is a Portuguese citizen, they need green light from them too. Discussions ongoing. There's always seems to be some sort of a complication that comes in between now. Abramovich is a Portuguese citizen. Not that long ago he had Israeli passport. They're always trying to find something. Now they apparently need clearance from Portugal. Non-stop work had been done over the weekend, but one official working on the sale said it had been like a whack-a-mole with new issues arising. Just one issue was resolved. Exactly. This is exactly what I've just said. Seems like every time we get closer and closer, something new comes up. But look, I think this will hopefully this is the last of it, and very very soon we get this situation done and dusted, because we have to get cracking. We really season's finished now. Season's finished. We need to get cracking with our business in terms of players that we can let go and also players that are going to come in. We have to start communicating, talking to agents out there and getting deals done. So many of the free agents are actually getting out of the market right now, which I'll touch on. One of the players, as I've said previously, is now official, going to a particular club. So let's move on. Chelsea sale will be done by the middle of this week. Jacob Ben, I mean, we're on Tuesday at the moment, middle of this week. So hopefully by tomorrow, I'm guessing that this is hopefully done. But max by the end of the look, it just we're now end of May. We're now end of May. We need to wrap this up ASAP. So yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully this is just we're talking about just a matter of few days now. Transfer talks are set to be held between Todd Bowley and Thomas Tuchel imminently, where Bowley will be given a frank assessment as to what's required to turn Chelsea into champions. Again, this is from James Robson from The Standard. Look, I'm pretty sure the conversation, as Thomas Tuchel said, there's no holiday. There's absolutely no holiday. He's going to talk about players that are going to leave. Obviously, the couple of players, Rudiger and Christensen, they're gone. They're 100% confirmed they're leaving. But then there are other players like Alonso and Azpilicueta, most likely both of them leaving. And then on top of that, few of the other attacking unit could be, following the same footsteps. And then you have to start thinking about, well, okay, what is the philosophy for next season? How do we want to play our football? Who are the best players out there that suits the kind of football that Thomas Tuchel wants to play? Yeah, I'm sure these conversations are being held right now, now that the season's finished. And this is what Thomas Tuchel said. There is no holiday. There's absolutely no holiday. I love it. Jules Kounde was in London today. This is from Nathan G. Singh, CFC Newspage from Instagram. As you can see, taking a picture with, I guess, a Chelsea fan that was just walking by, taking a picture with Jules Kounde, who was in London. I mean, why is he going to be in London? Surely he's not going to be going to Arsenal or Tottenham. 100% he's there for Chelsea. So, I mean, I've been to London. Yes, it's a nice place for holiday. But to be honest, I generally like to go to London purely for footballing matters. Yes, they've got some nice shops and whatnot. But if you're a footballer, if you really want to go away for a holiday, I don't think you'd be going for London where it's so gloomy. You'd be looking at some sort of sunshine, somewhere in Spain. I guess Jules Kounde already lives in Spain, but somewhere sunny, beach. Do you know what I mean? Nice, lovely, clear water, blue water. The fact he's in London, I think this is for Chelsea purpose. He's probably meeting up with a few of the Chelsea administrative sort of people. This particular player is so keen to join Chelsea, it's not even funny. So we need these sale to go through for Chelsea Football Club, and then I'm hoping Jules Kounde is announced literally within weeks after that, hopefully within the first few weeks of June. So look out for this. This guy is determined to come to Chelsea, and we should make it happen. We need CBs, and he's been rumored for a very, very long time. So do look out for that, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, this was in Oxford Street, so that's fantastic. Great to see. All right, next up. Christian Pulisic has removed his PFP and Chelsea FC from his Instagram bio. This is doing a bit of rounds, as you can see. 3,405 likes, 522 quote tweets, 243 retweets. No Chelsea sort of profile. Chelsea has been removed from his bio. Ladies and gentlemen, you take it the way you want to take it. I don't know how to read this. I've seen players do this, but then they've stuck around as well. But then I've also seen players who've done this and then they've left the club. What is the reason for removing it? Are you not a Chelsea player just because the season's finished? Now you're not. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it, but there is genuine concerns about this guy's future at Chelsea Football Club. It's been well documented. He wants to hold, conversations with Thomas Tuchel. I think Thomas Tuchel wants to have conversations as well. Thomas Tuchel, in the last few press conferences, have been very heavy on Christian Pulisic, especially after the miss against Leicester. Big miss, that one. And he said, focus for Christian Pulisic seems to be a bit of an issue. And but at the same time, he was confident that, look, he has the talent, he has the skill set to bang in a lot of goals. And he compared it the fact that Liverpool and City, their attackers bang in so many goals on a regular basis. It's very difficult to keep a track with those teams when our players are not going to be as clinical as them. Christian Pulisic isn't the only one. Obviously, we have other attackers that are poor as well, just as poor probably. With me, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mind. The issue with Christian Pulisic is now that this season's over, he's finished 3 seasons with Chelsea Football Club. He's only got 2 more seasons left. So we're in a bit of a limbo. What do we do now? Do we give him a contract extension? Do we sell him? It's probably the right time if we do want to sell, because you're going to get some sort of value with 2 years remaining in the contract. Or do you give him a contract extension, making sure that you secure him for a long term, and if anyone does want to buy him, we'll have to pay premium money. And also you give him faith that, you know what, yeah, you've made some blunders, but we still believe in you. We believe in your skill set and we want to see how you do for the future. Or you could just say, do you know what? We'll just check you out for another year, see how you go, and then in the final season, we'll make a decision. But that could be a bit of an odd scenario for the player, where the player might feel, well, this club doesn't really trust me. They're just checking me out to see what I do next season, and might not suit Christian Pulisic's cause. So look, I've got no issues. If he stays, I hope he turns things around, and I hope he bangs in goals. He's got the talent to do so. But the consistency, and I think the belief, he needs to believe in himself that he can be a superstar. I don't think he always believes that. I think his fan base in America especially tends to think he's something unbelievable. But he needs to believe that he's something unbelievable. And then maybe from there on, the focus can kick in. But you let me know how you feel about that, ladies and gentlemen. Marcos Alonso has asked to leave Chelsea. This needs to happen ASAP. We shouldn't come in between. Marcos Alonso, we need upgrade on that left side. Ben Chilwell hopefully will be fully fit by the time the next season starts, and absolutely strong as well, not just fully fit, really physically, gearing himself up to start next season. We cannot have Chilwell not play majority of the season next season, and if we do, we need to make sure that we have proper rotational players, and Alonso simply doesn't cut it from that perspective. Barcelona are waiting to see what price Chelsea demand. Look, he's only going to have 1 more season left. I don't think we should be demanding too much money. If we get something around 10 to 15 million, I think maybe the sweet spot could be about 12 million. Let's get this done. Let's not screw this up where Marcos Alonso doesn't get to leave and then he's stuck with us. And then on top of that, Emerson Palmieri comes back as well. Emerson Palmieri, who has impressed on loan at Lyon this season, will be welcomed back to Chelsea this summer to provide depth and competition to Ben Chilwell on the left side of defense. Now, look, he's another player. I don't think he necessarily wants to be back, because In January, we were looking at options to bring him back. I think that was the first genuine option. We were even looking to pay some compensation to Lyon, which wasn't enough, something around 4 million. Obviously, there's not going to be enough money for Lyon to go out there and replace Emerson, who was their starting left back. But at the same time, there was rumors that he didn't want to come back either. Emerson Palmieri didn't look like he was. If he was really knocking on the door on Lyon and saying, "Nah, you know what? I want to go back to Chelsea and be the starting left wing back," it wasn't like he was doing that either. He was happy and content to be at Lyon. And the word, from what I understand, is I don't know if he really wants to come back to Chelsea. And we need players that wants to come back to Chelsea, wants to really compete. Look, he's a decent player, but even he has flaws as well. Let's not beat around the bush. We all know Emerson Palmieri didn't cut it either. Does he have a lot more mobility, a lot more, I suppose, technicality in certain areas? Not that Alonso doesn't. Alonso's technical ability in terms of infernal goals is very good, but when it comes to at times tight positions, he's not the greatest. Emerson probably pips him a little bit in that tight position area, but then Emerson probably doesn't have the greatest technique up front. Alonso probably has very good technique, at times as good as strikers out there. So look, is he a good, decent backup to Ben Chilwell? Perhaps. We're linked with Ivan Perisic. We'll look into that, what's happening there. When you've got players like Marc Cucurella in the market as well, I don't know if we're really going to go out there and buy someone like Marc Cucurella. It would have been fantastic if we do, but he's going to cost a bit of money. There's a lot of years left in his contract with Brighton, and Brighton are obviously going to ask for a lot of money, knowing that Marc Cucurella is someone that is well sorted in the market at the moment. He's in high demand, and Man City, I think, is looking at him as well. So look, Emerson Palmieri, if something was to happen to Ben Chilwell, let's say, and look, as a rotational player, is he a bad player? No. Is he someone that's going to help us maintain our quality? Perhaps. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I'm 50-50 with this. It's not a bad thing. It's not a great thing. Maybe we can save that money for the time being and look to invest elsewhere for this particular window. And then maybe next window we can look at someone like Emerson Palmieri to be moved on. And then perhaps look into developing that particular side. But you let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel about Emerson Palmieri. Inter have improved their proposal to Ivan Perisic after new meeting to extend the contract. Current one expires in June, so it's coming to an end. Inter have offered 5 million net salary per season, guaranteed, plus add-ons. Perisic will now discuss with his agents to make a decision. I think in recent times, when we were rumored, literally about about a week and a bit ago, there was talks that we offered him 4 million net salary euros per season. Inter now is giving 5. Ivan Perisic is someone I would definitely advocate for. Brings wealth of experience, international experience as well. Many clubs he's played for, top clubs, and he's probably better than Emerson Palmieri. He is better than Emerson Palmieri in my perspective in terms of quality, and he would be a solid rotational player for Ben Chilwell, knowing if something was to happen, God forbid, to Ben Chilwell, injury, or he needs to be rested, someone like Ivan Perisic definitely can come in and make sure that the quality is still up there. So I definitely would advocate for that. Let's see what Chelsea does. He'll be up for free. But as I said, nothing's ever free. There's still going to be signing on fee, agent fee, whatnot. But are we going to match this salary that Inter Milan is offering now? We'll see. But he's one player I'm definitely would advocate for. Monaco director Paul Mitchell on Aurelion Tchouameni deal for Real Madrid or Liverpool. I don't have a preference, to be honest. Of course, important fee is needed, tells RMC. Offers have to be very aggressive if they want us to sell a top player like Tchouameni. Now, while we in the mix, we need to be in the mix. This is a proper baller, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, our midfield needs a little bit of renovation, a little bit of revamping, and God knows where we are going to be in regards to N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. Jorginho is sort of flirting around with Italy. That's the kind of caliber, like a skill set that we need. We need a regista who can play from back, but at the same time has the mobility and the physicality which Tchouaméni brings that Jorginho doesn't. That's why I'm okay. If we bring someone like Aurelion Tchouaméni, I'm okay to let go of someone like Jorginho because Tchouaméni will be able to do what Jorginho does right now, plus more. And N'Golo Kante as well. What is the future? I'm okay for him to stick around for a little bit longer, but in this season, you've seen what Thomas Tuchel said, in recent times, post-match. He's like our Mo Salah, he's like our KTB, but at the same time, he's only there for 40% of the time. So how good is that for Chelsea Football Club when N'Golo Kante is only there for 40% of the time? We need him to be there for longer. So the fact that we're not talking about Aurelion Tchouaméni, we should be in it. Jules Kounde's agent is the same agent as Aurelion Tchouaméni. So I know it doesn't mean that, you get buy one, get the other one as well. No, it doesn't work that way. But we should be in conversations with this particular player. It shouldn't be just a foregone conclusion that it's Real Madrid or Liverpool. But it seems like Real Madrid and Liverpool are very advanced at the moment with Tchouaméni. But we need to be in the mix. We were in the mix last season. We were close, but our scouts, our lovely scouts, recommended to Chelsea that, hey, just watch him for another season. Watch him. Yeah, you know what? Now you've watched him, and now this guy is out of reach. And we're also got the sanction. So kudos to Chelsea scouts. Well done for that great recommendation. I'm never listening to you guys again. Thiago Silva hasn't ruled out staying at Chelsea until the end of the 2024-25 season as he feels at home in London. Look, right now, Thiago Silva, let me just read on. I feel at home inside the stadium. I felt the love from the fans on social media, and that goes a long way. He is so loved. He is proper Chelsea, like honestly, he's only played 2 seasons and it feels like he's been here forever. He loves the football club, loves the coach. His family loves it in London as well. We as a fan base love him. He's probably just missed out on Chelsea Player of the Season to Mason Mount. He's definitely there for next season. That will make it 3 seasons at Chelsea. And I think he'll be 38 by the end of that. I wouldn't mind seeing him for another season after that. So 22-23, 23-24. And I think he's talking about hasn't ruled out until the end of 24-25. Wow. Look, I guess with him, we play it 1 season at a time. Right now, let's cherish next season. Let's see what he does. There's a World Cup next season, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be buzzing for that. He's going to be doing his level best to do well in that particular perspective. And then after that, let's see what happens. After the World Cup, things could change. But it seems like he's happy in London. So he's very focused on winning the Premier League. There's some quotes flying around that that's what he wants next up. He wants the Premier League. So I wouldn't mind having him stick around for a little bit longer. I think it's going to be very crucial for our new CBs that are coming in and the youngsters as well in the likes of Levi Colwill. He's going to mean massive. And if players like Azpilicueta moves on as well, we need leadership. And I think Silva is the epitome when it comes to leadership qualities as well. Also, the fact that Rudiger and Christensen's leaving, you need that experience. Reece James, I spoke to him, Todd Bowley, briefly. I know he's passionate about the club. His aim is to win. We're not just going to change to a club that's participating. Everyone that plays at this club is ambitious. This is coming from Mailsport. Further on, it goes on to say, Todd Bowley is well aware of the urgency to tie Reece James and Mason Mount to new contracts. Reece James told Mailsport, at the moment, there is nothing going on with the contract. I mean, look, I don't want to get into a situation where these guys were waiting right at the end and then already Real Madrid are circling around this particular player. For me, this guy's a bigger player than Mason Mount, in my opinion. No disrespect to Mason Mount. Mason Mount's been fantastic. I can't see how Mason leaves as well. And both these players will stick around at Chelsea Football Club. But this guy is a superstar. Let's tie him down for a long-term contract. Sensational. Creative outlet as well. Scores goals. Defensively, a monster. Let's get this done. Let's get this done ASAP. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, a particular player that we were looking at on the free market for the CDM role can play as a CB as well. Boubacar Kamara, ladies and gentlemen, signs for Aston Villa. That's another player gone. I've reported this a couple of videos ago. Now this is official. We need this Chelsea ownership situation to be done and dusted because a lot of the players are getting out of the market right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about all the news that we've gone through. Hope you've enjoyed this. Smash the like button. This is your home for all the latest transfer news bonanza. This is what's going to happen from here on in. It's going to be mad. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. See ya.